Welcome to our Week 3 account review for the Turning Pro Challenge. Just a quick disclaimer before we get started. This is for educational purposes only. Trading is a risky business, so please be careful with your money. In this Turning Pro Challenge, what we're trying to do is adapt the habits and behaviors of a professional trader so that we actually get the results that professional traders get. So we are trying to get away from the amateur habits and behaviors and go more towards professional behaviors and habits so as to get professional trading results as well. We are looking for three main items. First is preparation, making sure we prepare before we place trades. Second is our focus on execution, how well we execute our trade plan. And the third one is review, because when we do our review, we are able to look back and improve the results that we have gotten, make adjustments, make small changes, small improvements along the way. And over time, these small changes will accumulate and we will be able to get much better results. If you haven't joined the challenge yet, I invite you to download the workbook that I have created for this challenge. You can go to tradingwithvenus.com/turnpro. And once you sign up there, you'll be able to receive the worksheets that I have created so that you're able to monitor your progress as well as we go along this challenge. So now let's go take a look at the trading account that I had set up, and we will see how the week went. Before we go on to the account, though, we need to do a quick review of how things went for this week in terms of our workbook. So we'll start off with our goals. The first thing is we need to make sure we have proper goals in place. So our goal, or my goals for this week, were to make 100 pips per week and trade the London session 3 days a week, which in terms of our goals breaks down to 35 pips per day. The goals were accomplished, so we beat that target of making 100 pips and our results were better than that. So we'll take a look at the account in just a minute. In terms of the rules, my rules are not to risk more than 1 to 2% of the account. It can go up to 5%, but no more than that. And not risk too much on any one given trade, and always trade with a stop loss. Also, another rule is that when I have 3 losses in a row, it's best for me to walk away because knowing myself, I'm not the person who can really just continue on trading without it impacting my psychology. So for me, the best thing for me to do is just walk away because it becomes a very slippery slope and I can really kind of go down that downward spiral and get even worse results if I keep on trading. So for me, it's best to take a break, go do something else, and just come back to it at another time when I'm in a better mindset to trade. So that's another rule that I have implemented. In terms of the rules, I was pretty good in terms of making sure that I followed these rules. Now, I did run into one psychological issue, and I will talk about that when we take a look at that account. So there was a psychological concern, but overall, following the rules, I would say I was pretty good at. Trade management, this is where I did run into trouble, and I will talk about this when we take a look at the account. But I did have my stop losses and take profits in place. However, trailing the stops or managing the trade, this is where I could have done a better job. And again, I will explain that in just a moment. In terms of preparation, I did pretty well. We do the daily market analysis in the trade room. So this is area that I'm pretty comfortable with. We take a look at market direction and technical levels that I'm looking to trade from for each pair that I'm looking at. I did look at the news every day and we did create a trade plan. So preparation was very good. Daily market analysis, I did the daily market analysis, so this was good as well. Post-market review is the area that I have been trying to improve upon, and this is where I think I just need to have my schedule better planned so that I am able to do this, because when the market closes, it's also the time where I have to pick up the kids and I have to, think about preparing dinner and all of that stuff. So this tends to be the busy time of the day for me. So I need to get more organized so that I am able to do this and and do a better job of this. I have been improving on it. However, I do feel that I could do a much better job of this than I do currently. Same thing with the weekly review as well. I have been improving on this, but again, I could do a better job of doing the weekly review. So let's go on to our account now and see what the results were. So in terms of the account, account balance, we're sitting at $5,789. However, the equity is only at $5,514. So there is growth in the account. However, I did take a trade, pound dollar trade, that I am sitting in loss right now at $274. So I have a float right now, a negative float at the moment. So this is where my trade management kind of fell apart. So I have a negative bias on the British pound right now. And part of the most important reason behind that is the Brexit concern. So my longer term bias for pound dollar is to the downside, because I feel that British pound has been things have been very optimistic and prices have been pushing up. However, the Brexit concerns will weigh on this. However, just over the last day or so, British pound has been strong. And as a result of that, I'm holding on to a little bit of a long-term trade, and I could have exited the trade and re-enter the trade. However, I have chosen to just stay in the trade and just let it run. So from trade management perspective, I could have done a better job. I did enter the trade. I entered another pound trade here to a couple of other pound trades because I was trying to just recover the loss of the previous one. And of course, I didn't manage those too well either. So right now I'm sitting in a negative float, which overall is not it's not too bad a thing. It's not, I'm not excessive in terms of the lot size. So it's still reasonably small. It still falls within my parameters. However, I would need to watch these trades and look at my strategy as to how I'm going to manage them. So overall, in terms of the scorecard, so if I go take a look at the scorecard, once again, my trade management was lacking in terms of just this pound dollar trade, and I could have done a better job of that. But overall, there has been the growth in the account though. So let's take a look at the scorecard real quick. So preparation, I would give myself full marks here because the preparation I was very good at. Execution, like I mentioned, the trades, the pound dollar trade there, that could have been handled better. My stop loss and take profit stop losses especially could have been handled better in that respect, and my trade management could have been better. Post-market review, I would give myself a 1 because I need to do a better job just overall for that. And in terms of managing my emotions, I would give myself 2 out of 3 because I could have handled the pound dollar trade better than I have done. I didn't need to go into the loss as much, but I am going to let that trade run, and essentially I'm looking to remove the couple of trades, but let the one trade run to capture the profit. So my bias is still to the downside, but I just need to do a better job of managing those trades. So looking at our spreadsheets, now let's take a look at projected versus actual. So in terms of projection, I was looking for $300 for this week. Actual profit was $474.24. So total profit for ever since we started the account is at $2,014.67, and the account balance that I am sitting at, and I'm only counting the equity portion of it because I did at one point have about $800 in profit, but as we can see, I have given some of that back, and the current equity account balance in the account is at $5,514.67. So overall, though, we did beat the weekly target here. However, we are sitting in a negative float, but even just taking into account the equity, we are up. So current return is at 57.56%, starting from $3,500. So overall, though, it was positive. We got positive results for the week, and the account has grown in size. However, there are some adjustments that I will have to make going forward, as we just talked about. If you're following the Turning Pro Challenge, make sure you are doing a similar analysis at the end of the week and you are going through your results and you're marking them down as you're going along. This exercise will be really, really beneficial. Once we get to the end of the year, you'll notice that you would have made a lot of progress just by making small adjustments along the way. If you're interested in my trade room or trading signals service, let me share some details with you on that. So this is a comprehensive service. We usually start off with a weekly market review every week on Sunday. So if you're part of my trading group, you also get access to a private Skype group where I share my trade ideas and analysis. And I also send out Twitter alerts when I'm entering a trade. So those will be the live trades that I enter. Every single day, we have a daily market analysis call where we take a look at the charts. We look at what happened in the markets and create a plan for trading the following day. So we mark out our technical levels of where we are looking to take the trades from, what direction we are looking for each pair. I cover several different pairs in that, and we mark these levels for each pair, where to enter the trade, and where our potential profit targets will be for each one. I'm active in the trade room during the London session starting at 3 a.m. Eastern. And when I'm ready to enter the trade, I put a trade alert in the trade room with my entry, stop loss, as well as profit target. I also take trades after the daily market analysis call in the evening. So if you're not able to trade in the London session with me, you can also take the trades in the evening. And those are usually, we just set the trades and we let them run. So they usually play out during the London session, but we are not actively monitoring those trades. So that's another option if you're not able to trade London session. Every Friday, we have a members only webinar at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. This one is recorded, same as the daily market analysis call, and you can always view it later if you're not able to make it at that time. As a bonus, you also get my pivot point indicator. I really like the pivot point indicator. It's one of my favorite ones that I use to trade. If you're interested in joining the trade room, there are 3 different options you can choose from. One is the month-to-month option, which is $97 a month. And with this one, you are just on a monthly billing cycle, so you can cancel at any time. I also have a couple of other plans if you want to bring the cost down. One is a biannual plan. So basically, you're paying for 6 months at a time, and the cost for that will be $67 a month. And if you want it to be on a yearly plan, this is the best plan that I have for $47 a month. So those are the 3 options if you want to join me in the trade room. Hope you have a wonderful rest of the week, and I will see you next time.